Hello everybody. In our previous tutorial video, I have introduced a great plugin to you. The new plugin is compatible with Mql4-based programs. You can convert your existing Mql4-based programs to WebAssembly and make your old Mql4-based programs runnable on the web browser. After we released our tutorial video, and I received several feedbacks, and the users told me they don't know how to redefine data structure. I didn't explain that in the previous tutorial video, so I will introduce you how to convert, how to redefine the data structure in this tutorial video. Okay, let's start learning. I made two examples for our tutorial video, and one is for custom indicator and the other one is for expert advisor. Let's start from custom indicator first. You know, every program must have three parts. Every custom indicator program must have three parts. The first part is external parameters, and the second part is data output, and the third part is the functions definition. And you can find the data input in the function definition. So we need to convert the three parts of the head part of the source codes to Fintechee's format, and just make this modification and then make your old existing Mql4-based programs runnable on Fintechee on the web browser. Okay, so let's convert them separately. First, we need to convert the external parameters. We will not explain how to define the name and the description and the URL. And it's quite simple. And let's start learning from the external parameters. I have made an example in this area. We just need to refer to the format. First, we need to copy them into the text area. And the first parameter is an integer parameter, so we need to input in this way. Please be careful to the third part. It should be always true. Actually, it can be false, but I recommend you to import true. This area stands for whether the parameter is required or not. We need to simplify the conversion, and so we just keep true as this area's input. Okay. The fourth part is to input the default value. The default value of the first parameter is 0. Okay, so let's import it. And after that, we need to define the range, the minimum value and the maximum value. Actually, it depends on your actual situation. So we don't know the range actually. So in this example, we will just imagine we need an integer range from -1 to 1. Okay, it always depends on your actual situation, so you need to define that on your own. Okay, after we define the first parameter, and we can remove the old format, and we import the second part. The second parameter is double. You know, in C++, and there are two float type. One is float and the other one is double. And in JavaScript, we just have one type, number. So we need to import number as their type, either to double or to float. Both we need to define the parameters as number type. Okay, after that it's always true, and the default part, the default value is 10.0, and after that we need to define the range. Of course, we need to define. Okay, done. And the third parameter is string type. String type, we need to type string. Please be careful to the case sensitive. In our system, in our trading platform, we follow case sensitive rules. So if you type smaller case, if you import lowercase, and the type would be different, so it will lead to an error. So we need to import the uppercase string. Okay, the default value is an empty string, and we can default the range to null. Of course, we can input double empty strings as well. Okay, done. The fourth parameter is a boolean. Okay, so we need to use this data type, boolean true. The default value is true. Okay, so, and after that we need to define the range. We need to be careful in this area. We cannot define true and true as the range. It will fail. Okay, and we cannot input false and false. That's not allowed as well. Okay, so we can input true and false, or false and true. Okay, false and true, or true and false are allowed. Okay, and remove. Don't forget to remove the old example. And another very important rule is we need to remove the empty line. If you have an empty line and the generation the source code's generation will fail. Okay, so we need to remove the empty line. Okay, we have defined the first part, the external parameters. The next one, we need to define the data import. From the functions definition, we found this custom indicator will use high, low, close as the imported data array. So we need to import high, low, close here in the data import area, text area. Please be careful the number, the index, because in our system the data array will be referred to by the indexed number. We don't use the name to refer to the data array. We use the indexed number to refer to the data import. So please import the index number separately. Okay, the index number cannot be conflicted, so we need to, and it cannot be duplicated, so we need to define them separately. Okay, of course you can define the 0, 1, 3. It's up to you. Okay, this how can I say, this definition is allowed, but we cannot import duplicated number. That's not allowed. Okay, so we need to simplify that and just import 0, 1, 2. Okay, and after that we need to redefine the data output. You know, every custom indicator has different output lines. Some custom indicator has just one line, and some custom indicator has several lines. They are different. In our example, we just need one input line, one output line. So we need to just define one line here. The name is double output, and the second part is visible, and we can define true or false in this area. It's up to you. It's up to your actual situation. Okay, so in our example it's true. And the third part is you need to define the render type. We have 4 render type. We have 4 render types: histogram, line, round, and dash array. In our example, we need to define the output line as line. Okay, so we need to input line, and after that we need to define a color. It's very simple, and we can use any kind of color. We just define a red line for the data output. Okay, so after that we need to remove the empty line as well. We need to, and don't forget to remove every input every text area's empty line. Okay, or the generation of the source codes will fail. Okay, so now we have defined all these data structures, and we can click generate button to generate the data structure. Okay, it's done. Okay, now let's learn how to redefine the data structure for our expert advisor. Expert advisor has just two parts, and one is for external parameters, and the other one is for the function definition. Expert advisor has no data import or data output, so we don't need to define them, and we just need to define the external parameters. Let's copy that and paste into here. We have made an example in the tool page. We can refer to that. The first indicator, the first parameter is integer. So we need to import integer, true, 0, and the range is up to you. Okay, so we just import -1 to 1, and the second parameter is double, and we need to define number, and the default number value is 10.0, and the range is 0 to 100. The third parameter is string, and we just need to boolean default value is true. Done. Don't forget to remove the example, okay, and remove the empty line. Okay, so after that we generate the source codes. Done. Okay, so in this tutorial video we have learned how to redefine the data structure. Thank you for watching. See you next time.